Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. VS Speaks Royally. Archetypes again, episode 6. Home run, okay? Home run. I'm not even going to hesitate. Hello to all the channel members in here. To you all, to everyone else. Thank you so much for the support. Those in the clouds, hey, appreciate you. Please hit the thumbs up even in the clouds. It counts, okay? All right. So, episode 6, Archetypes, guest Paris Hilton. Yes, was all that. Let me just throw up my little disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer of the Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. And y'all can read the rest. Yes. Okay. So, Megan hit it out the park again. An unexpected guess, but so well deserving. Yeah. Just on the comments that we've seen. So breaking down the Bimbo with Paris Hilton. Let me start out. Megan, thank you, because last week's episode was so heavy emotionally. Yeah, I couldn't have taken 2 back to back. So thank you for kind of breaking that up a little bit. Yeah, I know for me, I had to take pause when it was like, she's 40s? What? Yeah, it's like I was in a time warp. I still remember her back in the time of, all her shows and her character. So for those of you who haven't listened to it, please go out and listen to it. The link to to Spotify and then the Archetypes is in the description. So, of course, it's just a candid, and it really was eye-opening. I have to admit, I have a different outlook, I will say, on Paris, and I was one of those that, yes, passed a lot of judgment. But she played a character that they wanted her to play. She played it so well that even the money that she was born into, she has made her own. And although I am giving a little side eye to the crypto stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. But yeah, she probably took all of us by surprise who remember the shows and her. She was larger than life. I will say that you couldn't turn on something and Paris wasn't there. And, the little voice that she put on, et cetera, et cetera. So, Megan had journalist Clara Malone, and then the comedian, I guess it's Eliza, was too funny because there was one part that she made me laugh in speaking about when Megan mentioned the kid that she had a crush on and didn't pay her any attention. And she was like, yeah, how you feel now, Patrick? She's a duchess. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So thanks, Patrick, because, we wouldn't have Harry and Meghan if you had anyway. So this truly, the hashtag don't believe the type is so true. And it is one that I was out there looking on Paris's, she has almost 17 million followers just on Twitter alone. So I was out there looking to see if she tweeted anything, but I didn't see anything. And I haven't looked in the last 45 minutes to a half hour. But, this is the caricature that we just got used to seeing. This was Party Girl, but there's brains in them there under that blonde hair. So yeah. So and I mean, this truly is her now. So yeah, I was just really, really surprised by all that was discussed. So I'm just going to pop into the comments. Good to see everybody that is here. And let me try to catch up with, all right, because several of you were having a good discussion and brought up some good topics. And I just want to, okay, so Church Nelly, before the stream even started, was saying that she was blown away by Paris's real voice, saying she sounds nothing like the character she portrays. And now I know why. Like Barbie so much, I too was judgmental of her. Yeah, she was good. She played it well, laughed all the way to the bank also. But it's always funny when I hear, because I've heard that before, that she had, her parents were very strict. But then when we would see her, it's like, how strict were they? But she went through the boarding school life. Yeah, it seems that boarding school is not all that. I don't know what the glitz and glam is of sending your children to boarding school, except to not be bothered with them. But yeah, I'll just say that. So Church and Only also said, Lord, I'm shocked. Megan surprised the hell out of me with this episode of Archetypes. I so wrote Paris Hilton off as a spoiled, entitled, rich white girl with too much money and time. I was wrong. So many of us have to get into that line. Yes, so many of us. So I know, Lydia, you did have a couple of comments. So let me see, Lydia. I like also that she is meeting with people she does not even know personally. She's break down some walls for sure. Awesome job by the Duchess. Yes, and even Paris had to say that she was a little nervous in speaking with Megan, but they had such a good, comforting, and comfortable conversation. So, Megan, of course, didn't want her to think she was coming for her, but she, came for her, so to speak. So you have to listen to it and understand and all that. So yeah. Church and Lily, I didn't know Paris Hilton was sent away to a place for troubled teens. Wow. And she was abused there. And now as an advocate, yeah. There's so much to stories, the behind the scenes that we never know. And there's a commercial for a depression drug that the person's holding a mask. That's what most of us do when we're out and about. We'll hold up that mask. And everybody said, oh, well, but they were smiling. They're smiling all the time. Not knowing all that's going on outside of you and internally. So, Church and only agree, Lydia. I have to say that this episode was an eye-opener for me. Lord, I judged Paris as a blonde dimwit, spoiled and entitled. Boy, was I wrong. She really is not that. And yeah, I wish her all the best in her endeavors, especially for the advocacy. She's reaching back and offering her hand to those who may not have resources like she did growing up. So I'm glad that she is doing her part in a sense. So it's something to know that how some parents deem their children troubled, and then some, oh, you just want to go hang out with your friends. I'm just using that, loosely as an example. And then you're indicated as that, and it's not even the case. So cookies and cream. And hey, Larry, I see you out there. I see you. Good to see you, because I haven't seen you in a while, at least online on YouTube. seen you on Twitter. So, Cookies and Cream. Megan once again did the damn thing with her podcast. Kudos to Megan and Paris. Yes. And I don't really care what the haters have to say. I guess at some point, if people are coming at Paris, she's not a shy one. She'll let you know. As will probably, out of those almost 17 million followers, yeah, you probably don't want to go at her. I'm just saying, hey, Demonic Lass, how are you? See, man. All right. Tier, there's so many of y'all here. Let me try to get into Marshar. Paris has come a long way. It wasn't until she got into real trouble and faced real jail time did she begin to clean up her act. She grew and matured, then became a responsible person. Very, very true. Again, her being what? I think she's 41 now. So her antics, yeah. I mean, things we did when we were teens in early 20s, prayerfully we all have grown out of that because, yeah, that makes for a hot mess of an adult. I'm just saying. My opinion. Okay. My opinion. Hey, Mary. Channel member. Yeah, Joan. All right. Okay. Ooh, almost missed this. Let's see. Lady Bird. The honesty of Megan to admit she judged Paris before the show class. Yeah. And put the rest of us at ease because I was like, ooh. I'm feeling some kind of way sitting here listening to this and knowing how I just, like Church Nelly said, I just written her off. Like, okay, you're this rich girl that anything and everything that you've wanted in life you could have. And it's sweet now to know having a girl and, she's settled, married, and they're moving into a home, probably have already moved in because by the time this was taped and aired, it's been some months, but just really, really nice to hear the evolution. So, and I love that Megan even mentioned about Dolly Parton and played a little bit of Dolly's song. Dolly has always said, don't let that hair fool you, the hair color fool you. She's not a dum-dum. So we all have to check ourselves just a little bit. So, Paris said, like Archetypes, I got her to sit down with our fave. Yeah. See, as much as there's a lot of loud voices that are spewing smears, there's a lot of silent supporters who are truly in her corner. And if given the opportunity are like, yes, I'll come sit with you. I'll talk to you, because the topic's very intentional, very applicable, and we garner a little bit more. And she did the humanities back with like Paris. Like I won't look at her the same way. So yeah. Tia, in her documentary, she exposed the abusive treatment as now advocate. Yeah. See, because I wasn't checking for her, I didn't know a lot of that. So that was new for me. And I was like, oh, wow. Yes. Leslie, both Paris attacks Nicole Richie turned out to be totally different from that show they had. It was, I even hate that someone who talks much trash. No, I don't even want to know what the person that has kind of taken her name and has a blog and all that other stuff. Yeah, and is a little hateful towards Megan on him, but y'all probably know who I'm talking about. We're just going to leave it alone. All right, Lady Bird, all these Archetypes Megan talks about are real and ingrained in society. People don't even realize they're doing it. Very true. Very, very true. Or they do, and then they play dumb like, a certain Rhoda out there. Yeah, I'm just going to say that pushes it and continues to incite the hate. So, Church and Holy Lord, I was an idiot as a teen cutting school and Church Nelly. Church Nelly. Okay. I'm not reading the rest of that. I'm going to keep on going. Cookies and Cream. I have such a newfound respect for Paris Hilton. She's very intelligent. I love her advocacy. And that right there is another great reason for today's episode. It had probably a twofold meaning, but Megan, we got it. Thank you. We got it. The squad got it. Those that I see making the comments here, yeah, I'll just say that. So, Church Nelly, I still won't change my archetype of Church Nelly. Behave yourself. Okay, just behave yourself. Adrian. Just finished listening to Archetype. What got me was the NFT, non-fungible token. That's what they wanted for Megan to be for the Commonwealth. But yet she had to be 50% of herself. Unreal. Wow. That right there, yeah. 50% of herself was never going to happen. Thankfully, being how Megan was raised, that just was not. And I'm glad she touched on the deal or no deal that people like to smear her with. You get on those type of shows and you're making a high 6-figure salary to hold a suitcase and then come talk to us and try to smear somebody that was making a good living. Mm-hmm. So, for some reason, people seem to want to forget there is a nice salary attached to being on those type of shows. And none of the castmates that I know of spoke badly of her. Not even the host. He joked, but that's what he is, a comedian, right? So, let me see. Marjorie, another brilliant podcast that allows one to see the other side of these archetypes. Very much so. Very much so. Carmen Churchill, I have a meme of Mama aiming at me in the corner of the house, landing a few of them on the top of my head. The good old days. We had a village watching us, so there's only so much that you're going to do and get away with. I know that was the case for us. So, me and my cousins. Miss Viv, how are you? You just finished? Yes, it was excellent. So, not to kind of, talk too much about this, but then some of you won't want to listen to it, and I hope you do listen to it. But I do want to go over the 3 words. How Megan asked each of the guests for their 3 words. I did write them down this time because I was very curious to see what Paris was going to say. And so Megan did a little bit different. So as a child, Paris's 3 words were fun, playful, curious. For the time it was referenced as a boarding school, but at the time, that time frame, Paris's 3 words were terrified, miserable, lonely. And as an adult, she said strong, brilliant, and brave. So there was that evolution from the happy-go-lucky child to here's horror introduced into life and not being able to process that, to being more sure-foot and secure in herself as an adult, even though most of us were still and are, some probably are, still caught up in the type that she played, the character, just to find her way in a sense. So, Elaine. All right. I see it. I'm going to get to it. Let me see. Wait. Cookies and Cream, waiting for the ungodly unroyals and their racist disciplines to dissect every word of the podcast and try to find fault with it. And Megan's going to thank them all for their lovely engagement. Every listen. Drive those numbers up. We appreciate you. Black Queen, Miss Yes, everyone. Did you guys not hear all the undercover shout outs Megan was given? No. Cosplay. She was telling her to do something impactful with her life and stop just being that pretty dress up. Now, Black Queen, that's what you heard. Woo. She could never. And that may be mean of me, but okay, call me the mean one today. Marjorie, as long as it's honest, decent wages, no job is degrading. There you go. I even understand those that might be doing some illegal stuff. When your back is against the wall, I mean, Mhm. Especially if you have children to feed, you will do what you need to do. C-Mac, meanwhile, Shrek is about to stomp through the swamp homeland and eat his favorite childhood snack, and it's okay. Oh my lord. I can't with you, C-Mac. Adrian, the deal I know there was just to be half naked in skimpy dresses with a big smile. I'm glad she quit. But that's part of the character that they want. Obviously, there's a certain population that is very visual. And so for them to tune into the show, you need a little, you know what I mean? TNA, as they would say. And you weren't getting the A, but you got a lot of the T. So it was kind of disheartening to hear how the person on the sidelines like, suck it in, suck it in. Like, Megan is skinny. How much more sucking in of her gut did you want her to do? That's kind of craziness, but that's part of the Hollywood thing. And here we go, Elaine. Thank you so very much for spoiling me. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. As I sip a cup of my tea. And Sis Hilda, I see you out there spamming. Did you see me going through the comments? Okay, she'll get me later. So I just have to say that really quickly. All right. Let me see, Leslie. Claudia Jordan was on Deal or No Deal as a suitcase girl too. She didn't have anything negative to say about me, and she just said they didn't hang out. Right. A couple of people that they spoke to have said that she stayed to herself. I mean, Howie even said that. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. And sometimes in those situations and atmospheres, it's best to be to yourself. Churchill, I always wanted to play the villain in a play. It's never too late, Churchill, to get your acting on. Get that acting on, Churchill. Oh my goodness. C-Mac. Oh, she was taking shots, but only intelligent people were going to catch the shot. C-Mac. I'm going to tell you and Churchill, behave yourselves. Well, misbehaving today. Not today. Oh. Thank you, Churchill. Megan doesn't have a gut. Not even back then. So yeah, I mean, 2 babies later, she's doing all right. Right back to you, Elaine. Thank you. Oh, look at you, Janet. Hello to everyone who has joined. Oh, thank you, Janet. This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness. Wow. Let me see. Tier Megan said she wants Illy to be educated, smart. Yes, it's more than just the pretty picture, because we know the girl is going to be gorgeous. But yeah, got to have a little something upstairs always to fall back on. I'm just saying. And when they try to limit her just to her looks, no. She's going to blow you away. Some are limited by their looks. Take that as however you wish out there. And y'all in squad know what I'm saying without saying. Mm-hmm. Chow, yeah, they were mispronouncing her. Well, like the haters do now on purpose. I'll just leave that out. I'll just leave that alone. Okay, just got a few more minutes. Pixie Kim, I don't understand that. Vanna White turns letters on Wheel of Fortune and it's praised, yet Megan being on Deal or No Deal is seen as disgusting. Cookies and cream. You know the reason why it's seen as something bad. You know that. I've seen it all, I think, from, she had a boob job and had it adjusted and all this stuff. And I'm like, are you guys nuts? Like, they put in lifts. Okay, that just happened. You got to understand the show. And I love the show. Make the deal, take it. Until they open that suitcase, and then you'd be like, oh my lord, But it's all in. It was a job, and as she said, when you're an actress, having a job that's paying your bills, that is golden. Now Suits comes along, that was a whole nother, that put her in a whole nother stratosphere, and people like to call her a C and D minus and all those other things. That's not what she was going for. If you like her, you like her. If you don't, okay, moving right along, right? Lady Bird, the royal family wanted Megan to be in a box, a bubble, smile, and know her place. But that's not Megan. Megan wanted to break down barriers, live, let live, and make the world better. Right. Service is universal. And on that note, I'm going to say, take care, everybody. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of my tea. I'm getting the froggies. I don't know why. Oh, it was cold this morning. It wasn't even 40 degrees. So, and I've taken the dogs out. Excuse me, Lady Bird. It's envy. Whatever Megan does will be judged. True. Please take care of yourself. Thank you all for joining. Channel members, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the continued support. Everybody, please take care of yourselves. Wear your mask. And until we see each other again for Twisted Thursday, which will be Mindful Souls Unboxing. Love you all. Take care. Bye.